Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Johnny Ricohmnemonic, Soul Shamanic Money. All right, let me explain certain things that need to understand a little bit of key. You know, um, here goes a little key for like certain people and certain things in this world. I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry to say it like this, but it's like the realest thing of the truth. It might not sound right, or it might sound right on one party and another one is not. But it is what it is. All right. You got to understand this, how this all started. There's something that happened. You know what I'm saying? That something happened. And what this happened was you got to give it to the white people. Um, and I'm not gonna go ahead and blame anything on them or things like that or nothing like that. Uh, but at the same time, is that black people is in it because those are the two strongest race in this world. No ifs and no buts about it. If you look at it and you look at the people, can you find anything that the color actually the solid color, and the solid color, it has a little fade in it too, meaning that they got some people would call themselves like I'm light skinned brown or something like that. Then you got some white people like I'm not white and things like that. But it doesn't matter whatever the case is, because you got to understand that white people does not sometimes don't want to face the reality, the the face of the reality deep down of the to the grave. You have to go to the grave because even the grave comes up and shows them as reality. And but even though they, it's keep trying to throw it in the grave, but reality keeps showing up to the grave. And and the reason why reality shows up in the grave because you ever wondering is this that when the time of things are hidden and when it's revealed and comes up and trying to hit it as much as possible, it comes up. Now, you ever see how roaches always, they find a way to somehow get back and surface. One minute, you done did your exterminate things and things like that. You don't see them, and then the next minute they pop up, just like a rat, just like what else is out there that's keep coming up. But it goes on. Social media will, people who comment in here, they would let you know that all these other things will come up. That's how much information is out there. But people feel that they're getting dumbed down and things like that. Gotta understand this. Even though that certain things that happen in an event, you gotta understand that government as today, I'm telling you, as today, they don't want to put too much hands on black people. Only the one who does it, it still has this this maybe animosity and things like that. The individual, because the individual who still has this animosity thing going on, You gotta understand this, that that issue will be dealt with through their family. Because they might, laugh now, but later it becomes atrocious. Because you gotta understand, it's like dealing with a black person as whatever they doing to the black people, like the community and things like that. Because you gotta understand that there was a time when they did this, when they put a hold on it on black people, and when they put on the hold on black people, it was like, okay, we got them cornered, we got them understanding us, they're not gonna fight against us, we got them brainwashed, all of that, without them even saying anything. You gotta understand two things. One time, there was no such like a communication the way the language is today. Then another time, now you have the language as today, it becomes fluent. So those times is still repeating itself. So as much time that they hide, they're trying to hide it and things like they're trying to throw black people under the cover. You gotta understand that the universe don't give a damn about what people feeling about black people, because you gotta understand what was here first. You could argue yourself down and saying that white people was here first or black people here first. If you give yourself a common sense, white people cannot even never, never, ever turn into black unless they modify themselves by certain things. Black people, you are black, but if that generation of that family lineage did some type of thing, the universe gonna go ahead and do whatever it's gonna do with that family, and say, you know what, we're gonna change your color. Now we're gonna give you a different color, but the thing is that later on you don't know that the situation that would happen thousands of millions and trillions of years ago, it was going to be, it becomes a bigger fact as now today. So that's what I'm saying, is that white people starting to realize that whoever had did this many, many years ago, messing with, you know, the people at, the black people, it was something that we shouldn't never even did. We should have left it the way it was. But since the mind is like the type of things just likes to build bondage, they was doing certain things that they shouldn't be doing. So now getting to next segment. So there was a time where different religions and things like that, such and such and such, everybody doing whatever, whatever. But people does not realize that, okay, now you see that religion thing going on, whatever, and such as, all this religion things. It has the same effect of game banking. The reason why I said it has the same effect of the game banking, because if you put yourself in red, blue, then it breaks down to different types of, groups of, Crips, Forks, uh, Vice Lords, and all that. You could break it down as much as possible as you can, but you gotta understand it still leads into one that started and created something. But some people mind and things does not process the way it is, because it becomes bondage. It's in the trap mode. And when they say certain things and words and things like that, they're not understanding, like, these words becomes not becoming as in it. That's what it evolved into. No, it been evolved. It been evolved many years ago. All it was a refreshing, to refresh your mind that these are the things that happen. So when it happened, it's like you're not understanding why you are here. Now here goes another thing that a lot of people that there's a lot of death going on and things like that. You gotta understand that certain ones that it like happens, it's like one side say yes, let it happen. Other side is like, why do you want to let this happen? You know? So it's just both sides fighting. It's like not really fighting, but trying to get an understanding why you want this to happen. And the other side is like, yes, we need this to happen. So so when people becomes secret secret in government and things like that, their job right there and there is already on a hot seat. Just like any pastor. Any pastor out there already in a hot seat because the reason why it's already in a hot seat because it's battling on a left to right situation. No matter what it is, it's battling on the left and the right situation. And I don't mean as a right, this is the right thing to do. No, I'm meaning as a look to the right and look to the left. It's already on a situation. So it's on a hot seat. So anytime you see somebody carrying that, you gotta understand it's like you got a lot of job, not a lot of job to do, but your job is really, really on the line. Because the reason why your job is on the line, because you are dealing with your lineage, your family lineage. You are dealing with something that could put a bondage of your family, that anything that's come out of your semen or any or from a woman's womb or whatever it is, that it's gonna become a situation. So now, we in 2019 and things like that, and you know, scientists is trying to come up with all these kind of ideas and things like that, trying to make it perfect, trying to make this thing not to happen, not to repeat. Maybe we could create something different and make it something that it would never happen again. But they're not realizing that the ground was cursed too. The ground, meaning the whole world, got cursed. The people got cursed. The animals got cursed. So anything that got created is that's the connection. So and you gotta understand how to understand the situation that it's in. Now this situation is something that where you don't know that you can complete the situation because this situation is way beyond anything. You could sit here and thinking that you don't figure it out, but if you did figure it out, you gotta ask yourself this: if you figure it out, the universe would definitely would have to do something, and I don't mean death or alive, something out of the ordinary that doesn't even happen at all. And then here goes the funniest thing is that when this happens, you will not be able to even give out this situation. So um, we understand this that on a zodiac signs there are 12, but right now they got the thing got rising up to the surface that they have this thing called it has 13 zodiac, and I said to myself, there it goes again. They are making something overbearing. It's already overbearing already. Now, here goes the funniest thing to me. The funniest thing. I couldn't even. I was like, it just. Remember, this is 2019 with information given out, but it's like nobody really sat down and understand that this information that they're giving out, if it's really that information. But to me, I really don't care how to give the information out because I don't seen the truth. I don't seen the both side. I don't seen who, what, and where, and when, and how, and this, and that, and the third. And just say to take all those type of language and leave it at zero and nothing there as meaning like I never knew those words. I still seen what I seen. So I'm saying to myself, okay, so you break y'all somebody who out there brought up they got 13 zodiacs. Okay, fine, cool, you can have that. So now in this 13 zodiac thing, right? I'm saying to myself, so if that would that helps them to figure out the truth because once they add this 13, they gotta understand that it's gonna be still like a continuation going on. Because you gotta understand, Johnny Ricohmnemonic, so Semitic, gotta understand this that whatever they done gave out, and God gotta sneeze. I guess they say when you sneeze on something, what you saying, they say it's the truth coming out. So I guess that's the truth. But who knows? Anybody could change it and says, vice versa. Who knows? I don't know. But I just know what I experienced. So I'm saying to myself, you got 13 zodiac, and this 13 zodiac, it's in Scorpio. And I said, my favorite place. My favorite place. That placement is my favorite. It's like, it's like it's family, and it's like I say, okay. I don't want to call nobody whatever, because this placement right here is like enlighten me, give me something that I don't know, tell me something that you could make up something like that, and then tell me what's more behind that, because you just started it. Once you started that, it becomes whatever it needs to become. So I'm sitting here like, so people starting to make what is the type of energy it is, how it function, and things like that. And I'm saying, oh yeah, yeah, okay, that's how it functions, things like that. So I'm saying like, like, yeah, like, seriously, like, do you know what y'all guys is just getting into? Like, really? Let me give you something to enlighten on something about what I know. I'm not gonna give you the whole truth because I'm not built to give y'all no truth. If I was built to give you the whole truth, then it is, I would have did it. But I'm operating a certain type of energy, and it's not my fault. But let me give you something what I know, just a little bit, and then you figure out the rest. So you guys said that it has 13 zodiacs, and this zodiac 13 is under a Scorpio sign. But it's not a Scorpio because it has its own sign, but it's under a Scorpio energy. Fine. So, and then it says it operates exactly the same like Scorpio. I say, fine, cool. And I said, okay. Then it says that it does this and it's more intense, da 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 da. And I said, oh yeah, okay, mm-hmm, yeah. And I was like, is they done yet? Because if you really find out, because basically all 12 zodiac does the same thing anyways. There's a certain position has extra that extra energy. A certain date on that certain month give them that extra energy. So I'm like, y'all guys just open another can. Don't even know what the fuck was in it. But go on. So now, I'm done with that little situation and things like that, and going on to the next. So back to the white people. So when they was having a nice picnic, doing this and doing that and the third and stuff like that. Right? Now, there's a country at one time was protecting their people. But even though, it was protecting their people, he had his certain ways dealing with his people. But this particular country was dealing with nothing but the old thing. Old cars, old homes, old anything. If you want to find an antique car or whatever, you'll go to that country and you'll see nothing but this type of antique vehicle. So, through time to time, you know, the state was trying to go there, trying to befriend the dude and things like. And the dude just not like, hell no, no, I don't want no parts of you. Don't want no part of you guys. Just you already know everything about them, how they operate, how they do things, how they take stuff, how to whatever. Because every different person that comes up to be in charge does this almost the similarity of somebody down of many years ago of when they was in charge of the state at times. So as many times they make the attempt to try to reason, let me come here, we could make your country be revolution and things like that. And this person's like, hell no. I don't want no parts of y'all guys. None. I don't even want you guys to even come here. If you come here and put a feet in my land, and I figure out that you guys from the states in here in my land, I was trying to take you out because I don't want no parts of you guys. That's how much that he knew that this type of people are not that they're not great at all. They are like people of like giving the candy to a baby, and once the candy is done, it's like ain't all in your face type like. So so sit here and they waited. They did the waiting game because that's all they could do. The waiting game. Now they don't figure out even though we're gonna do this waiting game, we have to put a certain type of, you know, structure, a plan for when it's that time. We're gonna move forward. If I died, the next person gonna take up and do what they need to do. So when this person at this country that got sick, and it looks like this person going on this deathbed. First time it didn't, this person, looks like it was gonna go out. Then you hear something about somebody trying to put poison in this drink or food, whatever the cause is. That didn't work. It was so many different attempts that they got so tired of it because they was gonna blow up their spot, and nobody don't wants to blow up their spot and tell them like, oh, this is what they doing, and then they call them red-handed. That's not the game because if you look at a certain type of book, it says this, and people missed it. People missed this like they missed this like the whole football field. And I ran into a Christian lady, right? It's funny right here. I ran into one of the Christian lady, and it says this, And you could see this as time. Like without people, if you never read the book, you would have been like, oh, that's why they've been doing this. They've been doing this anyways. It was not the book was not never something you could just read and then that's something you just go ahead and start doing it. No, it was already doing it already. But anyways, getting to a Christian lady and I tell her like I said, did you know that the Bible is like the Bible that you have, it has something a title for stealing. Now, as much as time I trying to break this down, I broke it down so many times. I broke it down like when I broke it down, I literally broke it down. I went from in and out onto it because the reason is because somebody gave me ability for I don't know why they gave me that ability, but they gave me that ability to trying to see like, look, you have to go there because these people need to open their eyes. I'm like, how am I gonna open their eyes? They're like walking potatoes in here. I'm gonna do that. I'm I'm just only one man. You know, I'm living just like them. I bleed just like them. I smell, I see, I hear, I touch, I walk just like them. What is so special for me to them? Out of this whole world, like everybody, human being in this world, to me, I feel that I'm just a regular person. So, going back to the Bible and things like that, and I'm telling the Christian lady, I said, did you know that you really could commit stealing? she wants to battle me on that because I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why she wants to battle on me because it's and I know she wants to because every time I came up with something to reveal something of the Bible that says in the Bible, and the person would tell me, you you gotta send me to the chapter or whatever. You got to you gotta know your scripts and stuff like that. I'm sitting here, I'm telling this person, I'm like, I don't know scripts because I don't study scripts. I don't do none of that because the reason is because for some reason I don't understand why I have this reason. I don't have to study the script of the Bible. Like I don't have to. It's not something for me to really to study. I don't know why it's like that. It's like I already know the answer. I already know the situation. I don't know. So then the dude says, "Well, we live in the world that, if you have a concern or answer or something you want to give to somebody to enlighten the person's mind and things like that, to give somebody to research on something." And I said, "Here goes this research. Always this research." And I was like, I said, maybe that's how they operate. Maybe that's how they understand anything that you have to research. I said, it sucks for them. Like they have to research. I'm like, so so I said, yeah. No, okay, I understand. Y'all guys like to wants to see it in y'all two eyes. I understand. I do the same thing too. So so I'm telling this lady like you could commit really stealing. You really can't. And she's about to cut up. She's about to tell me off. Like, who are you to say that you could really, people could really steal? Like, things like that. How that's against the law. You cannot steal. I'm like. I was like, yeah, that's what you think. They could really steal if they want to. I was like, I was like, I said, "Oh, okay." She says, uh, she didn't even try to say, "Well, prove it," because I know that she's gonna feel that I lied to her and things like that. So I go ahead and giving it proper to her, real proper, because trust me, I done did in and out of it. So when I pull it up, it gave her the beginning, I gave her the middle part, and then I give her the end part. So when she, and without me even interpreted to her, without me doing it, because you gotta understand that it's already written. So when she read that and read the beginning part, then I said, okay, I'm making sure that all the the answer is there. Like, what you could do, how it's gonna do it, what is the consequence behind it, there is one or no, and the end of it, of any situation that if we do that situation. So she read it and she looks at it. She double take on it so many times. She flipping it front, back, center. She doing all of that. She's reading it. And I'm not saying anything. I'm showing her. You know. Then after that, I said, where's your book? She pulled her book out. Go ahead and look in yours. She go ahead and read hers. She when I say she thoroughly read it, she's not a person that wants to go ahead and question a lot of things, because she wants to question it, but if she's actually reading what it's saying, and she's thinking of all type of scenarios, like any scenario that she could basically finesse. And I was just waiting how she's gonna finesse this, because it literally says that, but it has its own little situation going on though. So when she read it, and she read it as much as possible that she can, and sat down on it, and she said, "I can't believe that they had that in the Bible." And I was like, I just didn't say anything. I just looked at her and like, in my mind, like, little that because it's like you gotta understand that secret government does what they do, right? And the thing is, they got consequences behind certain things. But they have to run the situation because that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. This is what they do. This is not something that they can, run away from. And they have to move forward. And it's like, I have to say it in this type of way. It's like a suck game. It's like it's the suck game. So I said, like, it is what that is. It's so many hidden things in there that it's just unbelievable that even as much as time that they're trying to like unread and change it to a different way and stuff like that, it has all the truth there. But if I could just reword it in a different way of manner, maybe these people is not going to get it. And I said, yeah, you're right. Maybe these folks is not gonna get it. Maybe they're not gonna get it. But what about the people who already has it? It's all they already has it. This is something that you can't not stop. Let me give you a prime example. And that's why I said I love the way a Scorpio goes. Now, the reason why I love the way a Scorpion goes because they're a part of family. And maybe they I don't know if they know that. I don't know, it is I don't know. I don't know, you know, anything that they know because I can't read their mind. And at the same time, it goes vice versa. They could see a little bit And it's like me, I can see a little bit. But this seeing is not something for a lower being. They have low vibration and high vibration. But people fail to realize that there's a vibration that sits sits somewhere that you don't even have to do anything. It runs on its own. And when it runs on its own, you don't even have to do anything. You just you just you just all you're doing, like basically what they all say now. Ride the wave. You just gotta ride the wave. So as scorpions, right? The scorpions out there. There's a lot of things that is gonna happen. That's why I say they are family, because this is a thing that on their side of the world, they operate in certain things. In my side of the world, we operate in a certain type of world. But we doing almost the exact same thing, you know. But it just looks different. So, um, it was a time, like I'm just getting this mind of thought and this type of power, and I'm sitting here like, what do you want me to do with this power? Because you put me into a place in this world that I'm in dead center of everything. Like I'm watching my both side of my people doing things, unbelievable things, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm wondering, like, this middle of it, what do you want me to do with it? So, and it's like, I don't question it as much as possible. Like, as I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. It's not one of those, because naturally it's like I'm doing it, but it's like, it's like, why? It's like why you got me going through this thing? It's like I don't understand. And it is the same thing. My Scorpio. It's like I be feeling them. I be like, I say, man, I know y'all guys is going through, but y'all going through in a world that of an unknown. And it's the same thing of Taurus. Taurus going through this world of unknown in itself. But the thing is that they do not even want two of them to come together at all. Physically, I mean not physically, reality and universal wise. The reason why, because those two makes the world. That is just that is just that. It's just they makes the world. And everybody's behind that. It's just you are here. All it is, are you with us? Are you just not? Now, now here goes the thing is, now I'm not talking about Taurus like telling the Scorpio like, are you with us or are you not? It's not one of those. It's one of the rest of the, like, the 10 zodiacs. If you want to give it more zodiacs, you want to. What I was trying to explain earlier about the 13, it doesn't even matter. You could amplify it to like 3 times, 4 times of different zodiacs. It doesn't even matter, because what you gotta understand is you gotta understand that when two magnets comes together, there is nothing that you can stop that. Yeah, you could go ahead and kill it off, but you gotta understand it's like coming up here and do it again, because the grave comes back up. Now, let me give you something else. Some people don't know what this is. That the darkness of this world was here first. You gotta understand that. Maybe you don't understand it, maybe you don't. When I said to this person, the world was already void. What is void, anyways? Now, if just say that they changed the word, that they said the world was darkness. What is that says to you, anyways? Something was there, anyways. To make something void, you had to have something there to void. It's like voiding the check. All these little ideas and or you are doing. Even nature shows the answer to the world. But I don't know if people understands it or they kind of neglect it in a sense and things like that. I'm gonna go just stick a pin on this. I'm gonna go back to the world of water, but going back to spring. When it's springtime, you see all the flowers coming out. The tulip, the all these little flowers, lady, all these things come up. They start to spring out. The pine trees is you seeing they little buds coming out of it and stuff like that. It's coming out. Then when times and you know months and going down, they have to die out, and everybody knows this thing. This is a recycling thing. That's why I said white people, if they ever knew, they would have kept their hands off the fire. But their hands in the fire, and it's like you gotta give it respect now, because now your hands in the fire. Most of your family and lineage, it is time to take back what is ours and let us go through our own troubles. Because you don't have to do anything for our own troubles, because we do our own troubles regardless. So you basically have to sit back and enjoy your little at your home, in your home and things like that, while we take in all the fortunes and things like that. Because you gotta understand, there is a time now where two of the opposite has to come together, and then showing what is the real truth, and then when it's the real truth, understanding that we are coming to come to take those things. All this pressing and all this everything that going on, that is done with. You know what I'm saying? And then after that is done with, next time stop putting your hands into the fire. Let it run what we need to do, because this is something that you need to be done. Some white people understand it. Some white people doesn't. No matter what is it, I don't care if you Spanish, Chinese, or whatever. If you have that white in you, and then you have black that's turning white. It's a reason why you are turning white. Like I said, there's something that somewhere in the family that did something that they was never supposed to do. And they did something in the deep end, something that over beyond death. So getting back to the void, the planet was void, because you gotta understand that when you void a check, you have to write something down to void that. But so there was there, not they, but she was there. I'm not gonna go ahead and give her name yet, because I think most people already know her name right about now. You gotta understand where she's coming from. Literally, you gotta understand where she's coming from. She is coming from a lot of things. That's why she's very intense, very passionate, doesn't trust anybody, because the reason why she don't trust anybody, because something happened in the beginning, and that person or thing or whatever it is, then you do what it needs to do. And basically regrets that what happened, because here we go. I'm sorry that this is long, but you gotta understand this. In the beginning, yeah, he was happy. He, she, or it. But if you really put it together, you'll see what I mean. Why I say he. So he was happy when he was creating things. She was already happy when things was not even here. You know what I'm saying? Because she was dealing with by herself. It was not. It was nothing. It was nothing was bothering her. She was by herself. She was happy. She was confinement. When he ran into her, she seen something that, it was very, very, very was she seen it good. Like it's like, it's like, wow, I didn't know this was happening. Only part what I did not like was betrayal. Everybody knew betrayal was not something you're supposed to do. Betrayal is like the biggest thing. But some people in this world does not understand betrayal. Meaning as in they have a different way of thinking of betrayal. Betrayal is betrayal. You break it down no matter what. That's why she did only one thing, the smartest thing, because you gotta understand, because she was first. Anything is first, you know everything that is there. Before it comes, and then after that, whatever comes. So she watching, she doing whatever she needs to do. Yeah, she's happy. You know, they both happy. He created something. Now, what people failed to realize in the Bible was that the man that he created off the ground was single. It didn't even have nobody. And you gotta understand this. Is a reason why he did not wants to put the second one there. Because when you put this one out, the man first, you telling the man he has to create this. I mean, not create it, but it tended. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's this and that and the third. But he didn't understand that the energy that was here already, she was already dealing with this situation. This is something that she likes it. This is her energy. So, and he loved her, but something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, because I really, really not trying to figure out all this. I'm just delivering on an inside view of the situation, because you gotta understand this. There's a reason why these two is so big in this world, and at the same time, it wants to, like how Scorpion is. Scorpion is just, y'all guys. I guess y'all got the answer, because I don't want to give that answer, because the reason is I'm in that placement of the highs of all highs, and now the highs of all highs, and I'm not talking about this guy here, he just thinking that you're gonna go ahead and create in me and things like that and betray over her. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that that was not even your place to be that. But anyways, getting back to the story, it's not my fight. So one person saw something different out of his creation, up and above, and she basically was like, "Yeah, wait, you saying you want to take over this world? Sure, no problem. You want this world?" And you gotta understand is when you are first, how can anybody could think of anything before you? But anyways, yeah, you want all these souls and things like that. You want to take them, whatever. But you gotta understand this. You could do whatever you want to do. I could care less. Do what you want to do. So he did. It got easy to do certain things. Now the funniest thing is that somebody has to figure out what sign that Eve was. It's very easy. It's not even hard. This sign here, it's not even hard to even to figure this out. Because that's what the dodo went to put love in. So it went to go put this love into this one. And the other sign is the opposite of me because I was here first. And you basically switched up. See, what you seen, you saw something that you thought what you saw, but you didn't never understand the darkness. Because darkness is something that you cannot see. Because if you did see, you would think you know it all. But knowing it all, still what you think you're seeing, you don't even know it all. You have an idea. So you're in my domain, in my world. And Eve, the one you put, yeah, he was alone, and you knew why you didn't want to put another one there because you couldn't even understand my area, and if you did, you would have dived in without not even thinking about the situation. Now I'm going ahead and give you the most up high because you gotta let it run. You cannot hide the information for forever. It's none of that. Now, yeah, it might be certain situations and things like that. And meaning is, I would definitely take care of him because you know why? Because I understand the truth. If it didn't understand the truth and it never sat in the middle, it would never would be understanding what the hell is going on. So all these people and things, the kings, the this and that and the third, the real power is the darkness. But only the chosen one can only handle the darkness. So for the people out there in the world right now, you maybe don't like this message, Maybe you do. When the times come, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ride the fuck out of it. Because you know why? He should never betrayed. Loyalty goes a long way. Betrayal, you was never supposed to betray. Because if you knew, just trust me, you would have stick by me and understood this. So now you have this dude over there. You know, he had this protection ring around him for so many long. You know, because he wants to do whatever he wants to do because he's afraid. Because if he didn't have no protection around him, he would never even be in no situation the way he is. Because he understands that love is a very powerful thing. And that is something that he can never have. But my opposite can, because they understand. But some of them you have, some of them they understand because I created it. You know, this says, who created it? You know, you wondering like, who created this? You know, who created this thing? Who put all this stuff here? Over years and years and years until now. And then more years to go. Because we ain't never going to stop. Tell you that. Thank you for watching this video. This is Johnny Ricohmnemonic. So Somanic. And please, we don't need your fakeness around us. You know? We really don't. Because we know who is what. Something that you don't understand. And everybody out there that's not under that certain sign, you're going to have to follow. If you don't follow, that's your ass. As simple as that. All right. Johnny Ricohmnemonic. I'm out.